The wasteland is such a cruel place, and Bethesda knows this. So, to make us happy, they dropped a brand new, sprawling article today about all things Fallout 76 to cheer us up. And we've got some new details about supply drops, events, outfits, reviving the return of the mysterious stranger. So much details in here that are hidden away. I would definitely describe them as gameplay secrets. So we're going to go over this one by one, each category. Now, if you want to read it for yourself, go ahead and see the description below. It's a very lengthy article, lots of details in here. I'm going to start out here in just a moment. But guys, welcome back, my fellow Vault Dwellers and Wasteland Wonders, to Open World Games. Let's do this. If you're new, welcome aboard. Remember, smack that subscribe button, turn on that bell notification icon for a chance for it to end up, of course, in your subscription feed and your email. I hope it's not a chance. I hope it gets in there and you guys can enjoy all of the videos, of course. With how YouTube works, you never know. But yeah, let's dive into this right now, shall we? So first, let's talk about supply drops. A lot of you guys are still wondering, how do these work exactly? Well, they revealed that. They say this: supply drops come from an automated system that was built by the Emerging Services of Appalachia, which would allow people to request government airdrops of vital supplies. Every now and then, you'll come across a U.S. government supply requisition holotape, and if you get it to a radio tower, you can call in a supply drop. Of course, goodies falling from the sky potentially attracts not only enemy AI, but other players as well. You have been warned. So this is kind of a way that you can also initiate events in the game as well. So be warned when trying to go after those supply drops, but they're definitely going to be something you're going to want to check out for sure. All right, let's talk about world events, shall we? While you're exploring the map, you may be pinged about one of these events. This is what the article had to say. Events are designed to be easy for people to drop in and instantly be working together towards a shared objective. For most events, PvP is turned off and all the incentive point towards friendly cooperation. Excuse me, not competition, cooperation. They go on to say everyone succeeds or fails together and the rewards are applied equally. Events are ideal with groups, but they can be completed by solo players as well. We have some events that are specifically designed for PvP, but you have to opt in for those. Now, I do have further information about what they're talking about there. The article doesn't go into this detail, but there is going to be a PvP radio if you did not hear. So you can access this PvP radio via your Pip-Boy. It's dubbed Hunter Hunted or something like that, and allows you to initiate PvP with other bounty hunters around the world, where you have a bounty on your head, they have a bounty, and you go after one another and really engage in PvP and enjoy it in that way. And I guess the rewards are also a lot more fulfilling, I guess you would say, than just, engaging in random PvP. So there's incentive to try that as well. Now, let's talk about outfits in this game. That's going to be a huge part of the game, is customizing your character. So this is what they went on to say. They say, in Fallout 76, we allow players to wear whatever armor pieces are optimal for survival, but they can choose to wear an outfit on top of that so you can look how you want and not sacrifice survivability. This freedom also means your fellow 76ers, I see what you did there, can look wildly different. So you'll still see combat armor, raider armor, and the friendly blue of Vault 76. But you'll also see people wearing clown costumes, park ranger outfits, and more. So it sounds like you get pretty wacky with it, but it's really cool that the armor beneath your, customization is the thing that really matters. And then you could find, customization out there that doesn't really impact your stats, so you can basically be unique out in that open world. You really don't want everyone wearing the same piece of gear just because it's, super high level and stuff like that. You want to look unique because you like what you have just found. All right, let's talk about companions and much more, and revives and stuff like that. So, oops, didn't mean to pop that up first. We have this information right here. It says death and respawn. It says, when you fall in combat, You can be revived by other players if they have a spare stim pack and move quickly enough to save you. If you are not revived, you can choose a respawn location for fast travel from the world map. Now, when you die, you drop all of your collected junk, which is your building components, and receive a quest on respawn to retrieve it. You can earn and equip specific perk cards to augment revive events, granting bonuses to you and your helper, allow you to revive players with boosts, or even summon the mysterious stranger. So now I can pop up that. So if you don't know who the mysterious stranger, let's pretend you're new to the universe of Fallout. The mysterious stranger is, of course, the individual that might appear if the player character has the mysterious stranger perk. Now, he or she lends a helping hand in battles. So that was in previous Fallouts, of course, and there's been, various iterations of this character in the previous games. And it looks like he's going to be returning in Fallout 76. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about fast travel, shall we? So this is what it says. It says you can fast travel to discovered locations for nominal caps fee that increases with distance and player level, but fast travel is always free for travel to teammates, your camp, and the Vault 76 entrance. So sounds like you can kind of plan ahead, of course. Maybe you can have Vault 76 as a fast travel location and then make your camp somewhere, I don't know, away from that a bit, so you can really plan accordingly with that fast travel as well. But it's interesting to see that it's going to cost extra caps as you increase your level. All right, let's talk about stealth and VATS, shall we? So it says this: VATS, Vault Tech Assisted Targeting System, is now performed in real time and useful in locating enemies for an AP cost. Now, stealth factors into VATS and HUD visibility for player versus player combat. Teams share in loot from enemies killed by their teammates. All players that assist in creature kills are granted full XP. So you can see there how stealth is going to be still viable in this game in some way in VATS as well. Now, a lot of us want more details about workshops and camps, so this is what they said about that. The workshop returns from Fallout 4 with a wide variety of structures and defenses to build using scavenged components and new structures like resource collectors to mine veins of components found in the world. I guess they've renamed it from harvesters to resource collectors, I guess. Now, they go on to say one of the biggest additions for 76 is the camp construction and assembly mobile platform. A personal workshop you can place almost anywhere in the world and use as a home base as you explore, moving it from place to place for new fast travel and respawn options. When you move your camp, all your built structures are stored and blueprinted just as you designed them, so you can quickly rebuild and create copies of your favorite structures. This way, if your settlement is nuked or raided by other players, you won't have to worry about starting from scratch. That's really nice, I love that feature. And they go on to say, your camp allows you to access your stash, a container for safe and permanent storage of things you want to keep. Your stash can be accessed at stash containers found at train stations and Red Rocket stations. So now we know that. Now we know exactly where those stash containers are, and they are universally shared, as well as Pete Hines did reveal. They go on to say Fallout 76 also features public workshop. And when I say universally shared, what I mean by that, if I can just verify what I mean by that, is if you go to your stash at your camp, here's an example, and you put your equipment in your camp stash, you can access that same equipment from another stash point. It's not like you're going to have unique different stashes and have to keep track of what's in what stash. So that's what I meant by that. All right. So Fallout 76 also features public workshops that are unlocked through combat, either by clearing the area or contesting another player's ownership. Public workshops provide free building materials for crafting workbenches, mining resources, building defenses to repel creature attack events and enemy players, or to experiment with structures to create new blueprints. Where your camp is yours and yours alone, a team of players can work together at the public workshops, building on what other players did before them. And also, just as a note, your stash is your very own as well. No one can take from that too. Just letting you guys know. So let's talk about survival. Maintain yourself and your equipment for peak efficiency. Collect bonuses by staying well rested, well fed, well tuned, and hydrated. But be careful to avoid catching diseases and mutations in the process by avoiding radiation, sleeping in safe beds, eating cooked food, and drinking clean water. Now, your equipment does break down over time with use, encouraging both the periodic repair of your favorite items as well as the motivation to try out new ones you find. Now, all items have weight, including ammunition, so careful management of carry capacity becomes important. All these survival elements combine to provide a variety of gameplay decisions to find the right balance of what to collect, what to consume, and when. So yeah, survival is kind of, this new underlining thing to the base Fallout experience. Of course, there were, mods and stuff like that and additions added to previous Fallout games, but it's really cool to see how they're handling it in this one. It's not too hardcore. That's super important to remember. It's not overly hardcore. Okay, so they say this about post-launch content. While we're focused on making Fallout 76 as good as it can possibly be when it's released on November 14th, we of course plan to keep adding new ways to enjoy the game. Our goals are to respond to player feedback and give everyone more of what they love in 76, including all future updates for free. And I love the word free. I'm just going to say it. Now, you're wondering, well, how are they going to support these updates for free? They are going to have something called atoms, which are going to be the microtransactions for cosmetic-only items in the game. So just remember that. Now, you can obtain atoms yourself without buying it with real money. And the way you obtain atoms in-game is through those challenges. So if you didn't know that info, there you go. All right, they mentioned the new map. The new world map has been brought out of the Pip-Boy into its own full-color screen with new options like access to photo mode and the social menu. Now, the approximate location of other players is shown on this world map, so you can meet up with them or choose to take the road less traveled. And this map is like an art piece, by the way. It's truly like a poster you stumble upon in the world. It's pretty cool looking. I really dig it, so I think that was a good choice by the dev team. Let's talk about NPCs. Now, it says this: as in our previous Fallout games, after the bombs fell, cold, hard metal survived. So you'll encounter a lot of robots and AI surviving and adapting to the new world. Some of our robots are major quest givers, and you'll get to know them very well. One of the central themes of the game is that when Vault 76 opens its doors, players are the only living people in the entire game world, so our stories focus on the notes, holotapes, and terminals of the brave, but now sadly deceased former residents of Appalachia. Who were these people? How did they die? Are there things the dead can teach me? Are there things they left undone that need to be finished? Maybe we will end up doing their laundry. It could be possible. But there's some details about NPCs and an explanation as to why they decided not to have really, any human NPCs that are like, at a store or something like that. That's a pretty cool explanation, and that's kind of growing on me a lot lately. And I really do hope this happens, that there are a lot of you out there that really want to embrace becoming, a shop owner or a trader or someone that runs a bar or something like that. I think that would be so cool to randomly stumble upon that. That would just be freaking awesome. Okay, let's talk about progression. So it says in Fallout 76, the special character system returns and all attributes start at 1. You can build your character as you level up by allocating points to your special stats: strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. Now you can allocate 1 point to a special category with each level up until level 50. In addition to gameplay bonuses granted by increasing special stats, each point can be used to equip a perk card related to that category. I'm sure many of you knew that, but there are a lot of newcomers coming into my video, guys, so I'm letting them know about this stuff. Now, it goes on to say this about the special system. For example, the more points you have in strength, the more strength perk cards you can equip. Perk cards can be equipped and unequipped at any time. You collect perk cards by choosing one at each level up and through randomized perk card packs that you earn at level up milestones. Now, perk cards feature returning favorites like Bloody Mess and dozens of new perks, including the new team focused ones that utilize charisma, which I can't wait to try those. They go on to say when you have duplicate perk cards, you can even combine them to increase their level and the bonuses attached to them. These higher level perk cards will require more special points, but it will be worth it for increasing important things like your first aid skill or your ability to drink dirty wasteland water there. Let me know what you guys are going to really specialize in, if you're going to be like a jack of all trades, or if you're going to specialize in strength, or what you're going to do. Honestly, I'm curious about this charisma, and I'm really going to, I think I'm going to focus on that a lot. I'm hoping that I'm going to be grouping up with players a lot during this game, basically every playthrough. Okay, so, Nukes says this: a big part of the main questline revolves around players becoming their own nuclear powers. Nukes are a very big, in-your-face way that players can change the world around them. Not only is the area irradiated and filled with deadly creatures, but unique resources can be gathered to craft unique high-level gear. The process of launching a nuke is complex and time-consuming, but it also is an incredible accomplishment. And when you finally succeed, the moment is just begging for a photo op with your mushroom cloud in the distance. That would make a great family photo for sure. I would hang that piece up in my house. Okay, it says PvP multiplayer. Strangers can be dangerous in Appalachia, so if you shoot back at attacking players, you can battle it out with each other for caps in dueling feuds and team clashes for dominance. But if you choose not to fight, incoming player damage is severely reduced to help you make your escape. Now, players that manage to murder non-combatants are marked as wanted USOBs. And it says a status that enables all players to join in delivering full damage justice at any time for bounty on the offender until the wanted status is cleared by death at the hands of a player. Now, players gain no benefits from murdering someone, and when they are inevitably killed by another player, their bounty comes out of their own caps stash. Cool. We know a lot of that detail, but again, some of you may not. Some of you are still new to this. Now, they did describe this over encumbrance, and they say when your inventory exceeds your carry weight and you are over encumbered, you cannot sprint or fast travel, though you can still jump and move at your normal running speed. However, your normal movement drains action points, also known as AP, and your movement slows to a crawl when your AP runs out. To get back below your carry weight, drop some items, or even better, place your camp nearby and store excess items in your stash box for later use. You can also scrap all your junk at any workbench you come across. By the way, there's no limit to how many items you can stash in your, work area. So that's cool. That's really important to remember. That would be a pain in the butt if you had to worry about that. Now, they did mention the soundtrack. They were really proud of the soundtrack lately. I'm going to actually throw that, YouTube video they posted recently about the soundtrack in the description below. Check it out. Can't wait to listen to the music. I did hear some of it, and I'm like, the good old Fallout music. I love it. But guys, there it is. All the latest happenings around Fallout 76. A really good article. Again, you can find that in the description below, as well as other sources in there as well. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned here for more Fallout 76 news, and I will see you guys soon enough in the Wasteland. Take it easy.